Alright everyone, here we are with ticker symbol CHEK, check cap. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And before we jump into this chart as well, I want to state to every single investor that I have created a Twitter account, and on that Twitter account I will be discussing about different stocks that I'm watching. I will repost YouTube videos on there, the links, so that it can be shared, so that that insight can go ahead and reach other investors and other people through the Twitter. And by the click of a button, everyone can just retweet it, comment down below their thoughts or anything they want to share as well. Anyone that's not coming to the YouTube and can actually come across it through Twitter, it'd be awesome to further expand the conversations and the insight and knowledge being shared and received. So I look forward to that. I will put the link down below in the description. So I highly recommend following the Twitter account. So here we are with Check. Check stock has actually not fallen to these lows. We did want to use these midway points. I had stated 161, 162. And look at that. It didn't even get touched. It held itself up. And let's see our new support and our new resistance, right? It's going to be a pretty narrow one based off the chart, but we are going to see this based off the last couple hours of the day. And then another thing I do want to point out is the broader spectrum of these numbers. So this down here, this support level is still important, 119, 118, give or take, if the 50-day moving average gets broken through, which the 50-day moving average is 157. Okay, I want every single investor to be aware of that, 157. Now, our support is not that far from it, but before talking about that, I want every single investor to be aware of the highest point this reached, which was 293, and the second highest point before it fell is 254. So I highly recommend to every single investor to watch this very carefully. And 254 definitely needs to be broken through before reaching the newer highs. But that's the highest point before it started to fall. Now, obviously, we have a resistance level down here to break through first. But that will be an important point in the near term working its way up. Now, our support is 167. If that gets crossed, that's a 10-cent difference between support and the 50-day moving average, and a very small window to see if the bulls can reappear or are the bears just going to tear this one down. So it's going to be very important to watch the behavior here, how the stock is reacting, how quickly is it moving down, and also be prepared for the tug of war. Now, if we end up in bearish territory, this could be on its way down to newer lows, and that's why we have our next support level down here at 119 as a point of reference to watch very closely and carefully how this stock is reacting. But before getting to any of those lows or even worrying about 157, 167 is our first support level. It's still in bullish territory, and there's still that window for the bulls to reappear and bring it back up, or the bears to get closer to their goal. Now, we're at 190 currently, and on the other side of the spectrum, we have our resistance, and this resistance needs to be broken through for the bulls to continue their momentum. They need to turn 204 into a support and hold themselves up in that area to continue the momentum, because if they don't break away from this resistance level and kind of just hang out above it and not break out to newer highs and reach the next resistance level, at some point this 50-day moving average will cross the price regardless. I mean, look at that. Even on its way up here, it still crosses it twice, and it starts catching up almost to the price up here again. So when you think about it, anywhere in this area, if it just hangs out sideways, the 50-day moving average is going to be above it, and the price is going to end up below it, giving leverage to the bears. And excuse me for my terrible drawing, but I like to illustrate so you can visualize it. And I hope I'm not confusing anyone and you guys can understand it. But the point of the matter is not just crossing this resistance level. It's actually pulling away from it to continue the momentum and stay in bullish territory. It's going to be very important for the bulls to break through 204, turn it into a support, and pull away from it to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here. And I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like, for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88, and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps, and it was down here at 33.02, and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves, and my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.